we're here with Remington today. It's 110-degree heat index, I would think, imagine. That's what it feels like. We're standing here sweating, doing nothing. So I chose to do this session in the shade. Obviously, he's in the sun right now, but hopefully I'll get him leading and we can do more in the shade. I am working on getting him off this wall a little bit. Working on some front end yields. There we go. Push his nose. A little bit of rhythm on that front foot. Good. Good job. He tends to be a little bit more relaxed in the ramp end where he has more space. And there is a little bit more space for like teaching the draw and stuff. There we go. He already has a little bit of a draw cue on him off of the whip. You can see my whip is up off the ground. There we go. There, he's a little hesitant there. So there he made the distance between him and I shorter. And that's when we start building the rapport. When the horse makes the decision to make that distance smaller, the rapport is increased. Or when he allows me to approach him like this and make the distance smaller, we're building rapport. So when horses are relaxed and allow the distance to be smaller, we're building rapport. When the distance stays the same, the rapport usually kind of stays the same in my experience. When you increase the distance between the horse and you, driving the horse away from you, and the horse does it willingly, you are increasing respect. Only if the horse is doing it willingly. And each time it gets a little bit better. There, I tapped the rib cage because it's a little more sensitive. Then he bounced right back. He's not sure about going that way. I do have my phone there, my lead line there, and he's a little suspicious of it. Okay, very good. So my goal today is to be able to lead him by my lead line, or we could get a little bit of leading there off of just a little bit of pressure. So before I put the halter on them, sometimes I use this technique. Not all horses take to it well. Some get too worried about it and kind of bolt out of it. But I've already done this for a session or two with him. Good. You can see that distance is getting smaller between us. It's a little bit easier when he has a little bit more of that support. Very good. And then I'll walk away, give him a break. I try to park his head in the shade. He's kind of partial in the shade, trying to give him a little release from the sun. So I gave him a little release there, and I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to establish my draw. So before I put the halter on the horses, I like to have a draw established from both sides so that I can use the draw, the Liberty draw. There we go, good boy. I can use the Liberty draw to help support the idea of leading, so that it's not just the pulling on the halter and the horse doesn't have the understanding or the confidence of that they should follow us, and or having the willingness to subscribe to that, because maybe they're still a little bit concerned about being that close. They're concerned about us humans as a Mustang from the wild. So this is pretty good. Being able to draw, then we add a little bit of feel cue and a tool cue here. You can also start working on a little bit of haltering here. We've done a bunch of this with Sky in the other video, and just getting him used to a lead line and a halter and leading. If he at any point started getting concerned about it, I could let go of that leash, and that leash and the stick would just slide off of him. So I'm going to squeeze between the, actually I'm going to take his nose with me. So I'm gonna put it up here. I'm gonna tip his nose. There we go. So that's already preparing him for the pressure of the halter. Good boy. Good. And pet on him. I know, you got a sensitive nose too. So just having that rope go up and down like that, having that hand wrap around. He's a little suspicious of the visual part of it too, making sure that we can touch the nose. You can see how his head flew up when we started touching the nose. Or when I started touching the nose, be specific. And I'm going to retreat just a little bit. Good. And as I'm walking away, I might take this off, give him a little release, and keep that draw going. Rebuild his confidence a little more, because he was starting to snort just a little bit. You probably can't hear that because I have the mic on. The outside noises are not as loud. But a little bit of snorting, a little bit of anxiety. Good boy. And go the other way again. And I'm going to try to bring my lead line out and see if I can. I have worked on hind quarter yields with him as well. So I can step towards his hip usually. There we go, like that. Step towards his hip, step towards his hip. There. He's walking forward a little bit. There it is. Because the cue is very similar with the stick as the draw. The intention in my body is a little bit different. There we go. This side's a little bit better. So I'm going more with my left foot towards his left foot. There we go. There, he ran out of room. I'm going to establish a little bit of a draw from behind. There we go. Good. Good. And then go into a hind quarter yield. There. Good. And that time, because he was still thinking about going forward, I put the stick in front of his chest. I can push his hip and block that chest. I could tap the shoulder a little bit to remind him not to go forward if it's a hind quarter yield. Here we go. I'm going to support his nose back here in the shoulder and ask him to go there. There. Good job. Very good. I like that. So he likes to hide on the fence a little bit. So working on those front end yields to get him off the fence a little bit. I'm going to use a different stick and string. I like for him to be in the middle so I have room to work with my ropes and my strings. It's not hitting the wall. And plus, I'd like for him to wean off the wall. The wall is almost like a crutch for them. And it's okay to start however many sessions on the fence if that's their comfort. But I like to teach them that they're okay in the open space as well. Very good. He's blinking, he's thinking. I'll give him a moment. And I'd like to switch to my lead line now. Now that we've done both of the sticks, he was okay with that. So now we do the lead line again. There we go. So I've only done the lead line one time before. You're okay. And it was in the round pen. He's not as relaxed here in the smaller pen. Good job, buddy. For him, for that lead line to go on is a little bit scarier. Good job, buddy. Good job. Need to be able to pet him. Get my hand under him. A lot of Mustangs don't like things in this area. You can see that he's a little bit nervous about it. And sometimes if my hand shows up on the other side, it can scare them. But what I have found is, look at this. This, just having that lead line right there is so comforting for him. I actually got the distance between us to get the smallest when I had that lead line on him. I don't know if it's the energy of the rope, but it seems to be calming him down. That rope is sitting on top back there behind the ears, which might be encouraging for his head to go down a little bit too. But you can see how much calmer he is. So he's learning how to follow me, seeing the lead line in front of him. Some Mustangs are scared just of the visual of the lead line. But with this horse, it seems like it's calming him down. And he's following better with the lead line on him. The other thing I have done with him is crossing the lead line. I know, under, letting him see it. Yeah, there you go. Good job, buddy. And kind of preparing him for the halter feel. There we go. Good, and then taking it off. Sometimes I do that while I'm leading them. I'll turn around and sometimes while I'm walking there, when I turn around, he stops. If they keep walking, I'll walk backwards and I'll get this while I'm walking backwards. And then I release and then I'll get it again. This side is a little bit harder, getting this one under. There we go. Good. And again, if he got nervous about this, I could take it off and he wouldn't get trapped in it. Good. Very nice. So this is one of the strategies that I use to prepare them for halters, for leading. As a Liberty trainer, I like to have a nice Liberty draw on them. And I've had horses where people couldn't halter them for months, and even I've had some for years. And I'm usually, not always, I'm usually able to train them at Liberty like this to seek me and to seek the halter and to seek the lead line and cause it a good place to go, cause it to be more of a place of release instead of pressure. And I've been able to put halters on within the first week usually, using this strategy, where I establish and try to create curiosity and confidence in the horse to want to come to me. And so the pressure is on them when they're thinking away from me, and the pressure comes off when they're thinking to me. And pretty soon they start coming up, and I'm able to kind of catch them at Liberty and have them come up and pick up the halter instead of me cornering them and trying to put a halter on them while they're not accepting of my presence, while they're not accepting of having things around them and touching them, and they're not committed to being with me and near me. So you can see that he's still a little bit standoffish. He chooses to keep about this kind of distance from me. Still, he allows me to walk up there, but he's not quite all the way confident about it yet. So in order for me to actually put a halter on, I'm going to have to be a lot closer. So that's going to have to get a lot better. But I am going to try to improve it while I'm drawing. So I'll draw, rub on him, draw, rub on him, draw, throw a lead line, rub on him, take the lead line off, eventually the halter, and so on. So that's my strategy. So if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and follow, and check out my online courses.